I'm Carolyn from O2Bstampin.com. If you're new to my YouTube channel, welcome. And if you already follow me, welcome back. Today I'd like to share this pretty Christmas card with you and show you a different way to use the Wondrous Wreath stamp set. So let me show you how simple this is. So I'm going to start out with a piece of crumb cake cardstock, my hardwood stamp set, the Early Espresso ink pad, and a brayer. So first I want to ink up my stamp, and the way I'm going to do that is using my brayer. Now you can just ink it up by stamping on it like this, but I think that the brayer just gives a much better coverage, so that's what I choose to do. Okay. Now I'm going to take my piece of cardstock and I'm going to lay it down right in the center of that. I'm going to take a piece of scratch paper, lay it over the top, and rub. Get nice even coverage. And then I'm just going to flip this, and there you have it. Okay. Next, I'm going to take my paper snips and I'm going to cut off. You can also do this with a paper cutter if you find that simpler. I'm going to cut off these two edge pieces because they are not complete boards and I just want complete boards. So now you have 6. I'm just going to cut those apart, and I'm sure everybody watching this video knows how to use a pair of scissors, so I am going to put the video on pause to finish this. Okay, I'm back. So you can see that I have 6 pieces of wood planks, and now I want to cut them in certain increments. So we want a 2 inch, a 2 1/4 inch, 2 1/2, 2 3/4, and 3. So you are starting at 2 inches and increasing 1/4 inch until you get to 3 inches. So let me do that and I'll be right back. Okay, there is the finished pieces. 2 inches, 2 1/4, 2 1/2, 2 3/4, and 3. And then you want 1 extra, and then for the railing, and then you're going to have these that you can use on another project. Okay, I want to bring in a piece of Very Vanilla. This measures 5 1/4 by 4, and I'm going to start with my 3 inch piece, and I'm going to glue it maybe. Let me wipe that off. I got a little carried away. Get it to come out, and then it just comes out in a big blob. Alright. Okay, so you can use any kind of adhesive that you want on this project. You can use snail or whatever you prefer. I'm going to come in maybe about a 1/2 inch. No, maybe not quite a 1/2 inch on that one side. And then, so that's my 3 inch piece. And then I'm going to take my 2 inch piece and I'm going to put it at the opposite end, coming in again about the same distance from the edge of the card. And then I'm going to take the piece that goes in the center of that one. This just helps to make sure that they're roughly the same distance apart. It doesn't have to be exact, but Okay, then I'm going to take, got sticky fingers now. I'm going to take the large piece and I'm going to create the railing. So it's going to hang off a little bit on each end at the top. I'll get over here a little bit. And you're just going to trim that later, so you just try to line that up. So that the top fits on the left side, fits to the edge of the very vanilla, and the bottom on the right side, you see that, fits to the edge of the vanilla. Okay, right here. And you're just going to turn that over and you're going to snip off the extra that's going along the edge there. Okay, there you have your staircase. And I'm going to now start to do my garland. And to do that, I've used the Wondrous Wreath stamp set and the Wonderful Wreath framelit dies. So I'm using 4 of the framelits, those 3 pieces, as well as this little flower piece. So I'm going to set these aside for now. And I have this stamp, which is this one, if you can see that. And you'll notice that there's a little tab right here. It doesn't matter where you put that tab, whether you put it straight up to the top, bottom, wherever you want it. But when you come in with the second layer, which is going to be this piece, you want the tab that's also on this piece to be pointing in the same direction. And in concordance with all of that, when you get ready to punch these out through the big shot, you're going to have this little tab that's on the framelit. It's going to go in the same direction, and that way you won't have to try to match these up. They'll automatically match up with the cutout on the framelit. And same with this as well. It's also going to have this little notch, and it's going to cut out the center, and as long as you have it pointing in the same direction, it's going to line up and you won't have to try to figure that out. Okay, so I'm going to start, with Pear Pizzazz ink and a sheet of paper that is approximately 5.5 by 4 1/4, some in that. Doesn't have to be quite that big, but roughly that large. What happened to my camera? Here. There we go. Okay, I'm going to ink this up with Pear Pizzazz. Got my little tab up towards the top corner of the paper. I might need to have my rubber mat under this. My foam mat. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm going to try that again. If you're wondering why, if you can see this leaf right here, it didn't quite print. There's another one here. And sometimes that happens because there is no cushion on the photopolymer stamps. So by putting a cushion underneath it, it'll stamp better. So I'm just going to do that again. Little learning lesson in case you didn't know that. So let me ink this up again. It also could be I didn't have it inked up well, but I tend to think that wasn't the case. everything looks good and inked. Actually, let me do this side one more time. Okay, now let's try that again. Again, I'm using Pear Pizzazz ink. Oh yeah, much better. And can see it got a little dot up there from the tab, but don't worry about that because that's going to be cut off. Okay, then I'm going to take that piece off and use that block for my second piece, which is this one. And again, I'm going to put that tab right up in that corner. This time I'm going to use Mossy Meadow ink. Okay. I'm going to line that tab up towards that top corner, and then I'm going to look at the leaves that are underneath in my first print, and I'm just going to match those up and come down right on top of those. Okay, isn't that pretty? I love this stamp set. There's also one called Circle of Spring in the catalog that you can match up with the same Wondrous Wreath framelit. So I like that. Okay, now I'm going to use the bow. I need to maybe zoom out just a little bit. I think I'm working in too small of a space. That might help you be able to see better. I'm going to use Cherry Cobbler ink. And I'm going to, the Cherry Cobbler pad is so wet. I think I'll stamp off once first. Okay. Then I'm going to use the little flower, which is here in front of me somewhere. Okay, I'm going to remove that. So just pop right out. Pop this out. I'm actually going to put this one down again because I'm going to use two bows. So I need to run that through again. Same with my flower. Pop that one out. That one aside and get it ready to run the second one. I'm actually going to use 3 flowers. Now, you might have seen that one jump. See how it's not really wanting to stay where I want it to be? Okay, that's when you just need to move it around a little bit and find where the magnet is. Okay. Put that on top, and I'll run that through again in just a moment. Okay, so I'm going to pop this out. And there you have your wreath. Now, very simple to make the garland. You're just going to cut the wreath directly in half. So you might try to just find a point where it looks like it would go well. So I'm going to go right across here. If it's a little off, don't be too concerned. I'm going to bring this back in. And I'm actually going to just, let's see, I'm going to put this on with dimensionals. So you're going to want to line this up on the edge here first. It can overlap it just a little bit, but not too much, or it'll hang off your card when you get ready to put the next layer on. Okay, and then again, I'm going to use dimensionals. Actually, I find using the edges of these on this particular one works best. I'm going to put that right on the edge. Again, you don't want it to hang off your card too much. I think I want that to go up just a little higher. There we go. Okay, and then I'll get the other ones ready. I'll be right back. I can see looking at this with the Stampin' Off, it's not, I don't think it's going to be quite as pretty, but I'm going to try it anyway. I might have to change the background color because you can see on the original sample, these match the cherry cobbler going around the edge. So we'll finish it and then we'll figure out whether that was a good idea or whether I just need to take some of the ink out of my ink pad with a paper towel or something and absorb some of it. It's brand new, so it's just a little bit too wet actually to stamp as well as I'd like it to. Just want to test this out before I finish this and see what if I like it. You'll have to give me your comments. I think I'm going to like my original one better without the Stamping Off, but oh, it's not so bad. I think what I might do is instead of stamping the sentiment in green, I'll do it in the cherry cobbler, and maybe that'll bring that out a little bit better. What do you think? You'll have to tell me in the comments which one you like the best. Okay, so I'm going to ink up the Happy Wonderful Christmas sentiment with my cherry cobbler ink. Then adhesive on the back. Again, use any adhesive. I just happen to have that one handy. You could use snail, however, if you'd like. And voila. Alright. There is the finished card. Now let me bring the other one in so you guys can tell me which one you like the best. I don't know. What do you think? If you've enjoyed this video, I hope that you would subscribe to my channel by just clicking the red subscribe button below and join me on my blog for more ideas and inspiration. Please leave me that comment. Let me know what you think, or a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Thanks for stopping by. Hope to see you again soon.